Well, how many of you know that there's a shuffleboard club here? In fact, it's been a part of Laguna Woods for many, many, many years. And over at Clubhouse 1, in one of the buildings there, they have several courts. And we're lucky to have a couple guests on here today that are part of that club. And we're going to find out a little bit more about it. And Ken Simonson is here today, and along with John. And the first question that I have for you folks is, how long have you been playing, the two of you?
I've been playing about 6 years.
Okay.
And myself about 5 years.
All right, and there's a reason I want to bring that up, and it's something we were talking out in the lobby about this, is an activity, this is a sport that you can take up at any time and have a great time with it, and really, after a fairly short amount of time, get pretty good at it, right?
Yeah. Getting pretty good, that's debatable.
Well, okay.
No, but it's a challenge, it's fun, and just take some time and you can enjoy learning as you're playing.
Yeah. The facilities that are over there, we're taking a look at them. There's 6 courts? Is that what you call them, courts?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about the club history. I've said that this goes back. Shuffleboard goes back to this community from, I think, day one. And I don't know if there was a club back then, a specific club for it, but people have been playing it for all these years. So, in general, how long has the club itself been around?
The club's been around. I'm not for sure the exact day or year that it started, but in the middle 70s, there was over 1,000 members in the club.
Wow.
And
that's incredible.
Really, there was, at the time we had 12 courts, or 2 buildings over there at Clubhouse 1, each one had 6.
Yeah.
And the courts were used 8 hours a day, every court, every day of the week.
Wow.
You actually had to wait in line in order to play.
Yeah.
It was that.
So that was kind of the heyday of it.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. The demographics or whatever, and more clubs that people can get involved in, the membership has dropped, but
right.
But it's quite a history.
So, yeah, that's incredible. 1,000. I never would have guessed that. So, John, tell me about the facility that's over there. I was over there, I don't know, about 3-4 years ago or so. And, you got wonderful courts over there, and 6 courts and all. And you were telling me that although you have heat, you wish you had air conditioning over there.
Yes, and we have 6 courts. They're very well maintained, and I tell you, it's a real nice place for this time of year for 2 reasons. One, if you have a house full of grandkids, it's a great place. You can just go down to Clubhouse 1 office, get the key, open up, and use our facilities. And number 2, it's a great place when the weather's wet and cold outside. It's a warm place to go and get out and come down and play. So we enjoy it, and those courts are pretty well utilized these days. So
in general about the club, are there, since I don't know a lot about shuffleboard, how it's played, I know basically, but are there teams? Is it one-on-one? How does that work?
We have verse teams and one-on-ones.
Okay.
Sometimes one day a week, we have your partners. You have a partner against another 2, or else it's a singles competition. We've also played, there's a couple other communities that have shuffleboard courts, and that's some team competition.
Okay.
The whole team scores are added together and win-losses and that for us. So, but yeah.
So you can be part of both. You can be on a singles group or a team group.
Yes.
Well, what Kid's saying is that we have, during our meetup games, which we have 3 times a week, we have either singles or doubles. And it really gets into the way you score the game. If you score as a team, or you score as an
Do you have like,
individual.
after a certain length of time, do you have like a championship series or tournaments? Do you play against other communities?
We've played against other communities, and it's a season usually runs from September to April or
Okay.
May, and then the standings at the end of that time.
So you do play against other places? Because I'm
Yeah.
looking at your shirts here,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it says the Village Owls, and I would
Yeah.
think that that
That's-
stands for the whole club, right?
Yeah,
So
that
that's why
stands-
you go out and you play
Yeah,
other
yeah.
places.
So it's enjoyable. Plus, you know, the other Lake Forest and Costa de Casa. It's fun. It's a good social event, and so
We were talking about how the heyday of this was probably the 50s, 60s, and maybe 70s. And in fact, when I was looking up some information on Shuffleboard, a lot of photos came up of like the 1950s and things like that. People had home courts and things, and quite often next to their pool. Do you see a resurgence of it? Are you seeing kids playing it at all, or is it something that still has to make sort of a comeback in that realm?
that's a good. My opinion, we're hoping for a resurgence, obviously, and stuff like that. I think there's a little misconception, somewhat. A lot of people still think it's an old folks game,
Right, right.
and it's not. I take my 12-year-old grandson and we go play. He loves the game, and does a fantastic job. He's a good shuffleboard player, and so whenever he comes and stays with us, we got to go play shuffleboard.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I have some very hyperactive, serious sports grandkids, and when they visit, this is the one sport where I have to say I can more than hold my own. So I mean, if you have, particularly during the holidays, if you have a house full of kids, this is, as I said before, a great
Yeah.
place to take them. And then what you can do during the year, and you don't have to tell them about this, you can go down and start playing every weekend. Next Christmas when they come back, you can be one heck of a shuffleboard player.
You call this the ideal village sport, right?
Yeah,
Why?
because no age requirement, no basically physical requirements. We've had shuffleboard players in walkers,
Right.
in wheelchair. So, and you know, it doesn't take a lot of energy, you know, or
You were telling me out in the hall there, it's more of a finesse game than than a power game. Yeah.
You know, it really is. I mean, I took the sport up about 4 years ago, and as you know, as Ken says, it's a real easy sport to take up, and that's one of the advantages of it. But I tell you, the subtleties of
Yeah.
this sport and the physical demanding of it are minimal. In fact, we have multiple people that take up the sport into their 70s, even 80s.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And within maybe a year or two, they're one of the top players in the club.
and there's no, in our club, there's no equipment that you need. We provide the cues,
That's
which
right.
maybe weigh 1.5 pounds, 2
Okay.
pounds. Everything is
Any
provided.
special shoes do you need?
Hard-soled, or, you know, hard-toed.
Okay.
You can't wear sandals.
What are the hours over there? If people want to just kind of wander over and check it out.
Yeah, you know, and that's, in fact, I think you're putting your hand on one of the real benefits, is the thing that I find ideal about the club. There's no investment, no equipment, nothing required, just yourself. The other thing is we have open play on Monday and Tuesday mornings from 9 to 11, and
Okay.
on Thursday evenings from 6 to 8.
All right.
And that's the other big thing. If you feel like going, you just show
go.
up.
All right, so again, this is over at Clubhouse 1. You can find out more on the website. Just go to the club pages and go to the Shuffleboard Club. And as these gentlemen have said, start at any time. You're going to have a great time. It doesn't take a lot of physical activity, but yet it gets you up, it gets you going, and you're going to have fun. You really are a great group of people. I want to thank both of you for coming
Thank
on
you,
today.
Ken. Thank you,
Ken,
Ken.
John, and good to see you. But I got to mention, Ken is responsible for building much of our sets here, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, he's got a lot of talents. We'll be right back.